All these kids stay together and they just go right up to the so, I mean, you know, play.
You know, well, that's what they do down there, right?
Still, what are you doing?
They're watching the band, so whenever you're ready to come back, coach.
I wouldn't even have to
Yeah, I'm doing stuff right now. Whenever you're ready to come back, that's what I mean, if they just want to do a little bit of the kids, you know, when the little kids get introduced, that will help give us time to. Because the kids are going to do a thing too.
Oh,
so just keep that camera going, all right? I'm going to go get us a couple of. I'm going to go get us a couple of.
Winamac, they have a small touch on the show.
Yeah, let's set it. See it? Yeah, let's set it.
I like the third one. I like the fireball.
Okay. Really?
Ladies and gentlemen, they just keep getting better every week. The LaVille Royal written by Tim Gunderson and Chase Tompkins. Drill design by Nicholas and Danielle Lido. Color guard work was written by Kaylee Obert. Color guard instruction, Olivia Irvin. Royal Regiment is under direction of Mr. Nicholas Lido. The staff includes Danielle Lido, Tim Gunderson, Chase Tompkins, Olivia Irvin, Derek Zajac, Colin Johnson, Brian Ames, and Jillian Miller. The Royal Regiment would like to thank Hoosier Racing Tire, TJ Maxx of South Bend, Overstock Central Fireworks, and First Source Bank of La Paz for sponsoring our marching band program. We would not be successful without your generous sponsorships. A huge thank you to all of our band parents and helpers. We also like to thank Mitchell Mayhorter, Nate McCann, Michael Edison, and Zach Moore for their continued support with our program. The Royal Regiment will be traveling to Concord for their first competition of the season on September 21. Come on out and cheer on your LaVille Royal Regiment. The band will have pre-sale tickets available in a couple of weeks. Alliance Nation, again, put your hands together. The LaVille Royal Regiment! But wait, there's more. We've got junior football, LaVille Rookie Football League. Team number 1, Coach Paul and Coach Jordan. Here's the players. Mason Schwitz, number 3. Colton Schwitz, number 4. Christopher Hopkins, number 7. Colin Mellon, number 10. Liam Amor, number 19. Stone Singleton, number 20. Owen Kavinsky, number 28. Aaron Albarado, number 39. Quentin Molenbacher, number 40. Austin McCallum, number 50. Gavin Alwine, number 55. Give it up for the little rookie team number 1. All right, hang on. Team 2's coming. Here we go. Team 2, Pony League. Coaches, Chris, Coach Brian, Coach Jeremy, and Coach Craig. Here's the team players. Caleb Skiles, number 1. Trent Blading, number 5. Carter Patterson, number 9. Carson Groves, number 11. Griffin Smith, number 12. Dylan Miller, number 14. Preston Eichelberry, number 16. Benjamin DeWitt, number 18. Chase Mason, number 22. Benjamin Brokus, number 27. Jonathan Yoder, number 32. Corbin Patrick, number 33. Landon Gadsby, number 34. Aiden Gadsby, number 35. Chase Henry, number 36. Ethan Preble, number 41. Elijah Durkinson, number 47. Jackson Singleton, number 57. Austin King, number 80. Spencer Schutz, number 89. Big, nice round of applause. Team number 2, LaVille Pony League. Here's your 13, this LaVille Bronco League. Coaches Chad, Coaches Ben, Coach Dave, Coach Cody, Coach Tony. Here's the players. Braden Schwitz, number 2. Connor Amor, number 6. Dominic McDaniel, number 13. Ryan Manhout, number 17. Devian Sharp, number 24. Wyatt Ash, number 23. Carl Lewandowski, number 25. Israel Miller, number 26. Pound Ander, 29. Nicholas Wheatbrook, number 30. Tristan Auer, number 38. Adam Ashenbrenner, number 40. Liam Stout, number 42. Marion McClune, number 43. Andre Gonzalez, number 45. Peyton Klein, number 48. Lucas Platts, number 51. Blake Bone, number 52. Max Atkins, number 53. Owen Kurzla, number 54. Cole Stafford, number 63. Landon Scott, number 66. Gage Jones, number 71. Nehemiah Stanton, number 76. Braden McFadden, number 79. Braden Foster, number 83. Jason McNerney, number 87. Adam Fort, number 88. Put your hands together for the LaVille Bronco League team.
Hey, back to LaVille High School. Scott Shearer along with my buddy. And he's temporarily, I call him my buddy, just temporarily because he's going to go back on the football field. Alexis Albarado, our center, who was injured jumping up for a Frisbee, he said. Jumping up for a Frisbee, just come down goofy, and, you know, the kneecap just kind of popped out a little bit, doing some rehab with our trainer, Gary, and hopefully he's back for the casting game. So that's why I said temporarily he's my buddy. But you know what, Alexis, it's been great to have you up here. Your thoughts of the first half so far here before we get going again?
Well, Winamac definitely, they came out here and they shocked me. Their defense was playing pretty good. Their offense, they just need to execute a little bit better. But overall, they've been playing pretty solid. Now for our guys, our defense has been stepping up.
Yep.
The Winamac had 2 drives in the red zone and bend but don't break. They didn't score once. And our offense, it struggled at points. It was picking up kind of back and forth. But they did a good job, put up 13 right before the half, and I wouldn't be shocked if they come out here and just keep scoring.
And we get the football to start the second half. We'll go over the stats here at halftime, brought to you by LVH1. First downs, LaVille with 12, Winamac with 3. Rushing, 137 yards for LaVille to 43 for Winamac. In the passing department, Winamac is 2 for 7, no interceptions, and 15 yards. For LaVille, Aiden Doyle is 8 for 11, an interception and 88 yards. 2 penalties against the Lancers for 15 yards, 2 penalties for Winamac for 24 yards. The Lancers fumbled the football, lost it. Winamac, no turnovers so far. And last week we talked about execution and turnovers being the difference. Tonight, boy, just controlling the clock and our defense stepping up, and you know, both times in the red zone, and you mentioned that.
Cincinnati St. Xavier 20.
So once again, our score here at halftime as the Lancers are out in the field. The officials are back on the field. We're waiting on Winamac to come back out on the field. So we're at halftime, and LaVille leads 13-0. LaVille, in their only possession of the first quarter, took the ball 8 minutes and 6 seconds. 15 plays. They started with the football at their own 8-yard line after a 41-yard punt by Winamac and proceeded down the field and got as far as the 22. That play did, however, have a hiccup in the system as Aiden Doyle was running for a 32-yard touchdown run. There was a holding penalty that was called, and so that was at about the 16-yard line. That forced us back and away from the touchdown, out of the end zone, back to the 26. Then Leighton Zarnecki came in on 4th and 6 and kicked a 38-yard field goal as the end of the first quarter ran, and the Lancers were ahead 3-0. In the second quarter, the Lancers had a fumble and an interception before looks like about a buck and a half. Minute and a half or so off the clock from the 5:12 mark to the 3:33 mark. LaVille gets the ball at their own 5-yard line as the LaVille defense held Winamac on downs, 1st and 10 from the 11 and 1st and 10 from the 13, held them 2 times on downs. So LaVille starts at the 5 this time, goes a play for 20, that's Andrew Dill. Then Colby Watts goes for 19. Aiden Doyle goes for 23. Evan Betcher goes for 10. Colby Watts goes for another 21. And then Aiden Doyle fought and scrapped his way, broke around the right side, dove for the pylon and got in for the touchdown. Leighton Zarnecki comes in and kicks the PAT. It's 10-0. That's at the 3:33 mark of the second quarter. Then we forced on really what was kind of interesting, 3:33 to go, and you would have thought that maybe Winamac didn't want LaVille to have the football back. 2 incompletions, a pass play that went for 6 yards. They punted the ball 21 yards to the 47 and giving LaVille 2 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. So the Lancers used a couple of timeouts, worked the ball toward the end zone, and then on a play, what we thought was going to be an automatic first down, it happened on a 3rd and 21 from the 21, and Aiden Doyle scrambles for 10 yards, goes out of bounds, penalty flag goes up, personal foul. Well, we're thinking, hey, he's at the 15-yard line, that's going to give us half the distance, and then an automatic first down. Nope. Coach Shearer, you need to read the rule book, pal. Okay? So we got the rule book out, read the rule book, and in that situation, it was not an automatic first down. So it forced us into fourth down at the 6-yard line. And so Coach Ostrauser decided, you know what, we're down here to about a few seconds on the clock. We're just going to go ahead and go for a field goal. We did. Leighton Zarnecki comes in, connects on a 23-yard field goal, and the Lancers take a 13-0 lead. Winamac then basically ran out the clock, and that's kind of where we're at. So if your adjustments on the Winamac side of the football, what are your adjustments telling you at halftime?
My adjustments would probably try to contain the outside, because towards the end of the second, that's where we were running, and so try to contain the outside like they did the first quarter, stretch everything out, make them run between the tackles. And offensively, it's just execution. That's pretty much what they have to do, just execute everything.
Now, we expected, I think, a little bit more of an up-tempo offense.
Yeah.
Okay? We're thinking, man, they're going to try to do some things here. I would have thought maybe in an up-tempo offense we would have seen them a little bit quicker to the line. I didn't see that regularly. It was not consistently hustling up to the line, calling a play, and let's go. I didn't see them try to extend the field or go vertical down the field. They were 2 for 7 in the passing department for just 15 yards. Is it something we're doing, or?
It might be that they're just getting tired. That's why. Well, you can tell. There's like linemen have their hands down and everything, their heads down, and that's where you can tell when they're like, what we like to say is sucking air, where they can barely keep up.
All right. Looks like we're getting ready to kick things off here. Hayden Clark got the ball teed up for the Winamac Warriors at the 40-yard line. We got our pair of speedsters back there, around the 10-yard line or so. Andrew Dill, Colby Watts. Here's the kick. Squibbler bounces, picked up by Pope. Is that Pope?
Yes.
Looks like Pope. Let's double check that.
Pope is dope.
Pope. Put your hope in Pope. 1st and 10. Pope returns the football up to about the 42-yard line. So Lancers will take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
1st and 10, LaVille.
I'm going to ask Alexis what I think is an important question here after this play. Doyle, snap, ball kept. Doyle, left side, breaks around the outside past midfield, into Winamac territory and run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So Doyle picks up 17 yards and a rushing first down. All right, so Alexis, high school football player. It's a top 10 battle. It's a battle for first place in the conference. You played, you fell a little short. You knew you had opportunities. Is it tough to get up for this game this week, or boy, you know what? We still got to go back to work, boys. What's it like having to try to come back after that emotional game last week?
It's definitely tough because you want to go out there every game and win, but then at the same thing, you got to put that behind you and got to look forward to the next week. And you got to, once you lose, you got to come out the next game and make a statement.
So an offside penalty against the Winamac Warriors. So it's going to take it up to the 36. So 1st and 5 from the Winamac 36-yard line now. Doyle, shotgun formation, 11:46 to go. Man in motion is Dill to the far side. Ball handed off to Colby. Nope. Play action. Doyle. Now he's looking for a block, trying to create something, and actually lost another yard or two in trying to escape and get back around the right side of the field. And Doyle's going to take a loss of about 3 yards, maybe?
3-4 yards.
Let's see, where they put it back? 44-yard line, so that's going to be
2nd down and 13.
2nd and 13.
3 yard loss.
Actually, well, remember we got the 5-yard penalty.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably about an 8-yard loss. Yeah, we're back to about the 44. Yep. Here we go. Doyle, screen, Pope, trying to get loose at the 45 and not going anywhere. So Robbie Pope, and they actually lost another yard. So 3rd and 14 at the 45-yard line. 3rd and long, trying to create something out of, we picked up the blitz, and Doyle was able to actually get rid of the football, but unfortunately, Pope didn't have very far to go.
It's actually
too much pressure. Yep.
It's a play where you block for 1 second. It's like halfback drive.
Yep.
And so we'll just block for a quick 2-3 seconds, let everybody come in, and it's just a quick little pop pass to Pope and have linemen go upfield and block for him.
Watts, motion, this time, nowhere. So the Winamac defense has stepped up to the challenge here in the 3rd quarter of play with the Lancers on top, 13-0. Who's the man on that carry?
Oh, that was Robbie.
Robbie on the carry. So we lost another one. Punting formation now. Leighton Zarnecki. Punting situation.
Zarnecki will punt for the Lancers.
Ball. Punt. Nice punt. Back to about the 6-yard line. To the 10 to the 15. Cutting back. There's going to be a block in the back. Up to the 25 to the 30 to the 35 and chased out of bounds. But we got a little yellow hanky sitting at about the 12-yard line. So a 40-yard punt for Leighton, and then a return. And so now it's probably going to be half the distance from about the 12. So at the 9:31 mark of the 3rd quarter of play, we are, I think we're going to have the ball at the 6.
Flag on the play, penalty against Winamac.
Have they said what the penalty is yet? The block in the back. Okay. So 1st and 10 from the Winamac 6. Is that what we're calling it, or the 7? Looks like we're calling it the 7. Yeah, that's the aux cord.
Yeah, we should be good.
So 1st down and 10 for Townsend and the Winamac Warriors.
Maybe not have it in there quite yet.
Ball kept. Townsend passes it, completed 10 to the 15 to the 20, and being chased out of bounds
By Colby Watts.
is Fox. 1st and 10. So an 18-yard gain out to about the 25-yard line.
Tackle by Watts.
I don't know about you, but in my opinion, Alexis, this is one of those situations where Winamac, if they kind of want to stick in this game, it's only a 2-score game, but I mean, you got to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
Preferably put the ball in the end zone. Handoff, Fox. Nope. Sorry. Keeper this time by Compton. And Compton's going to pick up just a couple of yards, 2nd and long.
Tyler Student, Evan Bedford, both are in there for the tackle.
So gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
LaVille Lancers hitting the road
27-yard line.
next week. It's been kind of strange. This has been a different schedule. I don't think since I've been here that we've had 3 games in a row at home. It just kind of worked out that way. We started the season on the road at Bremen, and we've been home for 3 consecutive weeks. Now we'll go back on the road next week. This is Fox. Fox being pulled back by his shirt tail. That was by Robbie Pope.
Yeah.
And so he's going to get a short gain. Set up 3rd down and about 3.
Wagner on the stop. Ball at the 32-yard
Gain of 5.
3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3. Crucial play here for the Winamac Warriors. LaVille's defense has just done a really nice job tonight of controlling what Winamac has been able to do. You know, they've stiffened when they needed to. This time they try to time it and are unsuccessful, and it's going to be an offsides against the Lancers. They were trying to time it and trying to stuff any sort of run option or play or pass play there.
Ball end up at the 37-yard line.
First down by penalty.
First and 10, Winamac.
Ball's at the 37. Winamac picking up just 58 yards of offense in the first half. LaVille, meanwhile, had 225 yards of offense in the first half. First and 10 from the 37. Compton, a little reverse, looking for a pass, throwing it, and it is intercepted.
Jimmy Fisher.
Fisher sniffed it out, and a pickoff for Fish, and that's a huge play.
Jimmy Fisher.
Kind of reads that.
It's just staying with your man, basically. All week they've had DB's working on that.
First and 10, LaVille.
So LaVille gets the ball at the 45-yard line. First turnover of the game for the Winamac Warriors. Lancers have 2 turnovers, a fumble and an interception. Now a pickoff by Jimmy Fisher. Doyle, screen pass, far side Watts. Watts to the 45 to the 40. Racing one man to beat, ducks the shoulder, and brought down inside the 25-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
And you can hear the fans in the background. As soon as our public address announcer, Steve Cox, says there's a flag on the play, the entire crowd lets out the oh. Preliminary call was what? He made it, but I missed it. Okay, so the pass is complete for 5 yards. And then it is a holding call. Okay.
The Lancers holding. Back it up to the 40-yard line. First and 15.
So first down and 15. Okay. Man in motion, near side. That's Dill. Looking, pumping, going deep. Mangus, ball's picked off. Ball was picked Keith Dell, and that's Dell's second interception of the evening.
Is intercepted by Keith Dell.
Mangus was there.
He just kind of underthrew him.
So at the 6:43 mark, the Lancers have their 3rd turnover of the evening, and Winamac's going to take the ball back. Winamac has definitely had opportunities tonight.
Yes.
It's kind of like we had opportunities last week.
Execution.
Yes, sir. Execution, playing a factor 2 weeks in a row. This time the Lancers had 13-0 and have kept Winamac scoreless because of red zone defense. There's a quick little pop pass. This one is completed up to about the 40-yard line. Intended receiver is
Pass complete to
Cale Parisi.
Ball at the 39-yard line.
So a gain of 9, second down and 1. Clock rolls on, nearing the 6 minute 10 second mark. Handoff. This one is to Gabe Townsend.
Picks up the first down.
The Bill defense did a nice job of not allowing him to get around the corner, but he picked up enough to get the first down.
Run out of bounds by Colby Watts. Ball at the Winamac 41-yard line. First and 10 Warriors.
2-yard gain. Five minutes, 59 seconds to go. Clock is stopped as Townsend did go out of bounds. Snap. Quarterback. Ball's moving forward. His arm was in motion forward, so that will be an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass.
2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
5 minutes, 53 seconds to go. LaVille on top 13-0 over the Winamac Warriors. Russell Compton.
Bad snap.
High snap, yep.
Robbie Pope right
bad
there.
snap, and Pope is there to take advantage.
Compton tackled by Robbie Pope.
So Compton's going to lose a bunch on the high snap.
Loss on the play.
Looks like of 10 yards. Where are they going to put the ball? The ball
11.
down at the 31-yard line, so a loss of 10. So 3rd and 20.
31-yard line.
Great heads-up play right there. Good pursuit by Robbie Pope. To the near side. Man in pursuit. Ball thrown, and the ball thrown is incomplete. Great pressure that time by Pope.
Is incomplete.
That's going to set up 4th and punting situation.
4th down.
Oh, and you're playing with, this is a team that played, you're coming in with 14 sophomores in position playing spots where they played a lot last year as freshmen, and you have a quarterback in Russell Compton coming in, a 5'11 sophomore. Here's the punt. Ball fair, caught, is called for and made at the 40-yard line. 29-yard punt by the Winamac Warriors gives LaVille Lancers a football. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to LaVille Lancer Football and watching on LVH1.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference.
Back to LaVille. Here's a little reverse. This is Dill trying to get around the outside. Breaks a tackle, gets back past midfield up to about the 47, 48-yard line. That's going to be a rushing first down for the Lancers. Ball's put down at the 47-yard line of Winamac. So that's going to be a 13-yard gain for the Lancers. Doyle calling plays. There's the snap. Ball handed off, cut back up the middle, inside the 40-yard line.
Pope is dope.
22, Robbie Pope.
Robbie Pope on the carry. Terry,
and they're going to give him 10 exactly for a first down? Yes, sir. So 10 yards exactly and a first down. 1st and 10 now at the 37-yard line.
1st and 10, LaVille.
Tell you what, Pope, I've been impressed with him. He runs the ball very hard.
Oh, yeah, Pope is a big physical dude.
Absolutely. Doyle putting his guys in position where he needs to the near side. Pope getting the ball again. And we're inside the 35 down to about the 32. 2nd down.
Ball at the 32-yard line.
Picked up 5. 2nd and 5. Doyle comes out to give the guys the play. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go. 3rd quarter of action. This is Mangus. Mangus trying to break his way around the right side. Cuts totally back.
Oh, he has nothing but daylight.
Nothing but daylight in front of him. and there's a penalty flag back at the 42, but that's got to be on Winamac for a, I will be quite honest with you, yeah, that's illegal contact on Winamac because he actually looked like he picked off James Betcher from behind and he wasn't even looking.
Yeah.
You know, it's too bad we didn't have a replay on that one, but that's got to be a 15-yard penalty. All right, so where are we at? The ball is at the 18-yard line. Personal foul. Yep.
Illegal contact.
Yep, illegal contact.
Against Winamac.
So that's going to be half the distance. So Mangus gets 14. Actually, we should probably give him closer to 30 because he ran to the right side, turned around and ran all the way back to the close side, the left side, and then the illegal contact penalty gives us the first down. Now we got to let the chains get set. So first and goal at the 9.
Goes to the Winamac 9-yard line, the first and goal Lancers.
So Lancers knocking on the door again. Rob on the outside.
Colby with the handoff.
Colby near the goal line. Dives, loses it. Ball falls forward, and then who gets the football?
Touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Oh. Whew. Now there's a penalty flag down inside the 5.
And a flag on the play.
So we'll see what this one's all about.
Right now, the running backs just got to make sure they secure the ball.
Okay, so what's the call here? Referee is calling off the play. It is a touchdown.
The flag is a Lancer touchdown.
So the next big question is going to be, who recovered the fumble?
I think it was Andrew Dill.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask after the game exactly what happened on that play. It's a 9-yard run nonetheless. As we dive toward the pylon and the end zone, and the ball pops out, and then there's a scrum, and then the LaVille Lancers end up coming up with it, but we're so far away, we're unable to see that part of it. Leighton Zarnecki, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good.
By Leighton Zarnecki is good.
2:59 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a 60-second timeout. It's LaVille 20 and Winamac nothing.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Oh, Jimmy Hudo.
Right.
Cover in the end zone by Jimmy Hudo.
I don't know.
Cox, Lynch, and Clark deep for Winamac. Zarnecki will kick off for the Lancers.
Call Coach Mumm and ask him who recovered that. He's on the field with the answers. John Mumm. Back to Lancer Field. Kickoff by Leighton Zarnecki. And the LaVille Lancers are going to cover up pretty quickly. Winamac will start at about the 32-yard line.
Ball at the Winamac 32-yard line. First and 10 Warriors.
2 minutes.
Redial. We're trying to get confirmation as to who actually recovered the fumble. So first down and 10, Winamac at their own 32-yard line. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go. The ball was fumbled into the end zone. We're trying to just get confirmation from LaVille who did recover the fumble.
72 was there first.
Garrett Wagner in attack.
All right. So our carrier is Bo Brandt. He works the ball up to about the 34. We'll give him a couple. Ball's at the 34-yard line. No luck. Okay, we tried. Gotcha, thanks. Trying to, once again, get that recovery, but we'll see what happens later. Ball's actually thrown behind the line of scrimmage. This one's completed out there to Braden Lynch, and Lynch doesn't go very far at all.
Pass complete to Braden Lynch.
One's going to be back to the 35-yard line.
Ball at the Winamac 35-yard line. 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7 now. So LaVille Lancers have, this has been a strange game tonight. There's really not been a whole lot of flow because of the, you know, the turnovers, the fumbles, the interceptions. The defense has really stood out tonight for the LaVille Lancers. And we have a timeout on the field. Timeout Winamac. We'll take a 60-second break, 60-second timeout. We'll be back with more here from Lancer Field.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of LaVille Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Bremen, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
Winamac 3rd and 7 at their own 35-yard line. Over the middle, this one's caught by Lynch again. Braden Lynch gets a passing first down for the Winamac Warriors.
Pass complete to Lynch.
2 consecutive pass plays that goes to Lynch, and this one's going to go right to midfield, so that is a 15-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 50. Nearing the 1-minute mark. 20-0 in favor of the Lancers. Rolling. This is Compton. Throwing near the sideline, and it is caught out there once again by Braden Lynch.
Pass again completes to Braden Lynch.
This one's going to go to about the 39-yard line, so that's a gain of 11.
Ball down to the Lancers 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Winamac.
Physical game tonight here. It's complete out there to Cale Parisi.
Pass complete to Passerisi.
Passerisi, I'm sorry. That's a mouthful. Passerisi.
Ball at the 33.
There's a lot of vowels in that name.
2nd down and 4.
My goodness. Okay, 2nd down, 4. Ball on the 33-yard line. 6-yard gain. This is quarterback keeper is Russell Compton.
Russell Compton on the keeper.
And it looks like we're real near a first down.
Tackle by Jake Martin.
Clock is rolling. First down.
27-yard line.
So gain of 6. First down and 10. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. The LaVille Lancers 20, the Winamac Warriors nothing. We'll take the 60-second timeout. You're listening to LaVille Lancer football and watching it on LVH1.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Glad we got confirmation of that.
Probably not going to have time to do your song, Cassie. You're ready to go. Unless you're going to do it right now. No, hang on. They started the game. They're just going to have to do their...
Okay, here we go back to Lancer Field. This one is snapped high. Russell Compton under pressure, rolling out, rolling over the middle, and the ball falls incomplete.
There's a late flag on the play.
And a late flag. Thanks. Good eyes down there, Alexis.
Just hang on. We get a timeout. We'll do it at a timeout. Okay, how long is the song?
5
Still trying to figure out what the penalty was. We did get confirmation from the sideline that Andrew Dill did recover the fumble that was in the end zone for the LaVille Lancers. Pass interference on the defense.
Penalty is against the Lancers. Pass interference.
So that's going to send the ball up to the 14-yard line. Is that where we're going to put that?
15.
15-yard line? Okay.
Ball going to be 15.
Ball's at the 15-yard line.
At the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Winamac.
First and 10.
Robbie.
Russell Compton out to the outside. This one's picked up out there by Bo Brandt.
Pass complete to Bo Brandt.
Gain of 3-4 yards.
Okay.
Tackle by James Batcher. Ball at the 12-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
2nd and 7 there. Ball at the 12. Like that. Like that fan interaction from out there in the stands. Get that ball right now, Mom says. 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 12. Lancer defense really wants to keep them out of the end zone. There's the snap. Rolling out, left side, rolling, looking, tucking, running, and getting hammered. Inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line, is Russell Compton.
He really had nowhere to go.
And we have a Winamac Warrior down. He's hobbling. We're going to get a quick substitution.
That's good to see he was able to somewhat limp off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're down to about the 7-yard line. Okay, so 3rd and 4. Coach Ostrazer is not happy. Okay, so offsides, or encroachment, if you will, on the Lancers. So that's going to put the ball down to the, where's he going to set it, at the 4? He's inside the 5. We're just waiting for him to set it down. Inside the 5, we have to call it the 4.
First and goal for Winamac.
So it is now 1st and goal. 1st and goal, ball at the 4. Russell Compton. Under center. pushed and going to continue to get pushed out there by Bo Brandt, quarterback. Russell Compton on the quarterback keeper, basically just nose into the line and let that offensive line do what it can. Gets up to the 2, so there's a 2-yard gain. So second and goal. Winamac really, really desiring here to put the ball in the end zone. I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have done it again. Quarterback keeper, and Russell Compton goes into the end zone for the touchdown and puts the Winamac Warriors on the scoreboard.
Not yet. As soon as they kick their point, extra point, they hit the button.
Okay.
So with 9:56 to go in the football game, the Winamac Warriors finally find pay dirt. And you know what? I don't know that they have a kicker, so I'm thinking they may go for 2. I'm seeing quarterback Russell Compton back out here. And they're going to go for 2.
The kickoff, they just squibbed it every time they kicked. They did onside kicks.
Rolling, Compton looking, back of the end zone. Pass is incomplete, so the pass is failed. So with 9:56 to go, it's LaVille 20 and Winamac 6. As we watch the mini cheer kids, led by the LaVille High School varsity cheerleaders. And all these parents out here snapping the pictures and rolling a little video footage off of the phone. Probably going to be posting on Facebook later on tonight.
Is that it?
So 9:56 to go.
Applause for our mini cheerleaders out there.
So Coach Kelsey Miller had, I don't know, 50 or 60 little kids out there doing their little dance on the track. And the high school kids always look forward to having the little kids come over and look at them, giving them high fives and everything, and 10s and 20s, and maybe they're passing out dead presidents. I don't know. Here's a $20 bill for you. 9:56 to go. It's LaVille 20 and Winamac 6. Onside kick here. Going to kick it away.
I don't know. If I have a kicker, I would go for the onside right now.
And you know what? You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a situation where Winamac might go, you know what? And now, is the hands team in for LaVille?
No.
No, hands team is not. Okay.
No return right now.
All right.
But
we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Compton, right there. Nope, there's a little poochie kick. Ball's picked up by Kobe Watts. 23 to the 30, 35, and gets tackled. Brought down out there by number 5, Travis Dixon. So first down and 10 for the LaVille Lancers at the 37-yard line.
At the Lancer 37-yard line, first and 10 LaVille.
We talked about this tonight in the conference. LaVille is 1-1. Needed to come up with a victory to keep track with Knox and Judson and Pioneer, who were all at 2-0. So a win tonight puts the Lancers at 2-1. Snap, Doyle, near side, Colby Watts. He breaks a tackle to 45 to the 50. Cuts back and just loses his footing at the 40-yard line of Winamac.
It's a good run by Colby.
A good, strong run by Colby Watts.
All the way down to the Winamac 40-yard line. First and 10 Lancer.
23-yard gain and another first down for LaVille. Clock continues to roll, 9:34. Talking about those Hoosier North Athletic Conference standings. Knox, Judson, and Pioneer all 2-0. LaVille and Triton at 1-1. Culver, Winamac, and Caston all 0-2. Winamac actually scored their first points in conference play tonight. He jumped, no flags, got back. Here's Andrew Dill, left side, picks up a block. There goes the penalty flag from the umpire. So there's probably going to be some sort of holding as the play continues, and the scrub takes him down near the 15-yard line. Holding against LaVille. So the credit, Colby Watts gets credit up to the 33-yard line, so he's going to get 7, but then it's going to be holding on LaVille, so that's a 10-yard penalty.
Penalty against the Lancers, holding.
So it's going to be 1st and 13 from the 43-yard line? 42-yard line? 42-yard line.
42-yard line.
Okay. So that's a 12-yard penalty. 1st and 12. $8:58 to go, clock running, Lancers on top. After this play, we'll talk about where these conference teams are next week. Doyle, snap, option, looking, pitch. That's a deep pitch at the 50. Looking to try to get some steam was Robbie Pope. That is a deep pitch by Doyle.
Tackle by Podell.
Gain of 2.
Nice job of stringing it out by the Winamac defense.
2nd down and 10.
So 2nd and 10. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the football game. 20-6 in favor of the Lancers. Doyle to Dill. Dill cuts it back up on the left side, looking for a couple blockers, runs into his own man, breaks a tackle, tries to get stripped away, and he's still on his feet before being brought down at the 30-yard line.
On the carry, tackle by Coy Field at the 30-yard line.
So that's real near a first down if it's not a first down. They're going to give him 9. Actually, he probably ran for 20 or 25. Well, you heard our PA man, Steve Cox. It is 3rd and definitely short here for the Lancers. Ball handed off. Running up the field and getting the first down is Evan Betcher.
Evan Betcher on the carry.
Haven't called Evans' number much tonight as far as running the football.
Ball will be at the Winamac 21-yard line, 1st and 10 Lancers.
So a 9-yard gain and a rushing first down for the LaVille Lancers. Shotgun formation. Receivers to each side. Pope with the football. Pope looking, nose for the end zone. Touchdown for Robbie Pope.
Robbie Pope on the carry.
For 21 yards.
Touchdown.
That was a nice, strong run. A couple of blocks. I think you and I probably could have gone through that hole on the offensive line. Leighton Zarnecki on for the point after.
Overall, just a great drive by the Lancers.
It really was. Took about a little over 3 minutes off the clock. Ball is down. Probably going to be offsides. And then you're going to get a penalty flag for running into the kicker. There's a couple of penalty flags, but I think one kind of just to confirm the other one.
I wouldn't be shocked if they go for 2 now.
I would not be shocked at all either. So they definitely were offsides, but in the attempt of trying to block, they run into the kicker, and that's a personal foul penalty, which is half the distance to the goal line. So the ball goes from the 3 to the 1.5, but the officials are still talking. So we're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. Layton's going to come off. He looks like he's okay. Number 4 for the LaVille Lancers.
That's a good sign.
It is a good sign. Now, we're still deciding on what we're going to do. We have 2 officials that still talking it over. Dead ball, offsides, defense. Dead ball, personal foul, defense. Dead ball, unsportsman, offense. So those 2 are offsetting. So the ball's going to stay. Well, the ball will be half the distance because of the offsides, or do they all just wash out? I think that's what they're trying to figure out right now.
I think the personal foul and the unsportsmanship, they're going to offset.
Yeah, those 2 will offset, but now what are we going to do? What are you going to do with the offsides, fellas? That's what we're trying to figure out. So the ball, he's going to stick it down, back down at the 3.
The offense is down there, so it looks like they're going for 2.
Actually, no, we're inside the 3. Yep. Offsides, Winamac. We're going to play. Okay, so we did go half the distance. So the ball's at the 1.5 yard line. And here comes Aiden Doyle, and hopefully the officials, both of them remember to pick up their yellow laundry. And coach on the other side is wanting to know, okay, what's going on and what's the play? What are the calls?
He's mad about, they jumped off sides. He's not mad about that, but
right.
He's mad that they just ran into Layton.
Right.
I don't know if he'd be mad about the unsportsmanship because he was just sticking up for one of the players that Lancers was sticking up for Layton.
So Craig Barr is on the field, the Winamac coach, in discussion with the official. And the official is trying to explain exactly what went on. We had scored a touchdown. LaVille scores a touchdown. We are in a PAT situation. Winamac jumps off sides. Then we have extracurricular after that, where we have a dead ball, personal foul, and then an unsportsmanlike. So, like you said, basically just trying to stick up for Layton. You know, as the kicker got his feet taken out from underneath him.
That was just unnecessary.
I'm not sure what that signal is, Steve, do you? It looks like he's got his lasso going up in the air. Nonetheless, 6:42 to go. Lancers are going to go for 2 points here. Ball, handed off, touchdown, and a 2-point conversion, Andrew Dill.
Wide open hole right there for him to run.
That was big enough. You and I could have gone through that hole side by side, big guy.
Fit a whole semi-truck through it.
Absolutely. So Dill on the 2-point run, and the Lancers are ahead 28-6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays, 3 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock, and the LaVille Lancers, after the penalty, end up going for 2. And now, right now, Coach Ostrauser is down there talking to the officials, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And I'm sure he's pleading his case. I'm sure he's pleading his case for the personal foul that was called and running into his kicker. And he's probably getting some information as to why they called the unsportsmanlike conduct. Because I'm telling you what, right now, Coach Ostrauser is probably within inches, I would say, of the official in front of him. He's very close. He's not touching him, but he's upset at the moment trying to figure out, and the official's trying to explain, this is what I called, and Coach Ostrauser gives him a pat on the back, and we go on our merry way. Wow. The craziness continues.
Ken Fox is deep for Winamac.
Oh, now we have an ejection.
I think that's his second one.
Who got ejected?
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. So let's see. Who's on the sidelines? It doesn't belong on the sidelines. You got to look out. You got to look and hunt that down, big guy. Is that on our side or their side? Because I'm looking on our side, and I don't see anyone.
The Lancers for unsportsmanlike conduct. 15-yard penalty. We'll back it up to the 25-yard line.
I don't see anyone on our sideline that shouldn't be there at the moment. Nonetheless, 6:42 to go, 28-6. LaVille on top. Fourth quarter of Hoosier North Athletic Conference football here on LVH1. Leighton Zarnecki with the boot, high, end over end. This one's picked up at about the 26, out to the 35, to the 40, trying to pick up some blocks and gets taken down.
Colin Allen and Noah Richard.
Allen and Richard on the tackle.
Allen on the tackle.
Confirmation of a job well done right there by the LaVille faithful in front of us. So 1st and 10 from the Winamac 37-yard line. Russell Compton running controls for the Winamac Warriors. Ball kept, screen pass met immediately.
Run pass option.
Yep, run pass option, short gain. Going to set up 2nd down. I did not see the number, sir.
Pass complete down to the 40-yard line.
Gain of 3.
Tackle by Fisher and Student.
2nd and 7. Compton, far side. Intended for Travis Dixon. Incomplete.
Pass intended for Dixon, incomplete. 3rd down and 7.
6:03 to go.
Jimmy Fisher on the
next week.
For the Lancers.
The LaVille Lancers head to Caston, and the Winamac Warriors head to North Judson. North Judson sitting, going into this week, into the 1st place spot. North Judson at Knox tonight. There's a ball, quick little pass over the middle, slant out there to
15.
Passeracy. Boy, that's a name I've had trouble with all night long. Passeracy.
Ball at the
excuse me, at the 49-yard line. So 1st down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Passeracy on the catch. $5:40 to go. Snap a little high. Ball caught on the near side by Dixon. Dixon being hauled out of bounds. Tackled by Colby Watts.
Pass complete to Dixon. Tackled by Colby Watts.
Another 1st down. Into LaVille Lancer territory at about the 36-yard line. So a 15-yard gain.
36-yard line, 1st and 10 Winamac.
Another pass.
Russell Compton throws it high and off the fingertips. Intended receiver out there for Braden Lynch. Ball's incomplete, setting up 2nd down and 10. So tonight we're going to lose one of the conference teams that's undefeated as North Judson plays Knox. And both of those teams were 2-0 heading into tonight. So we're going to be down to 2 teams that are undefeated. LaVille still needs to play Knox. That's in 2 weeks, right here at Lancer Field. Next week we go to the Crater, if you will. Ooh. Nice defensive play out there by number 24, Evan Betcher.
Broken up by Evan Betcher. Incomplete. A 3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10 at the 36. I'd say what our defense has really stepped things up tonight. Winamac did get into the end zone. You know, the guys are disappointed about that because you never want the opponent to score. They did make their way into the end zone, but overall, they've really controlled the line of scrimmage tonight.
They have.
Compton. Jump ball is going to be incomplete. Thought it might be intercepted down there by Colby Watts, but it was not.
Incomplete.
4th and 10.
The last 2 plays, just the defense has been in the face of Compton, and he's releasing it a lot sooner than he'd like.
Coverage. 4th down and 10.
Clock is stopped, 5:02 to go. 4th quarter of play. Russell Compton, 4th down, rollout play, ball completed out there to Brandt, and Brandt is brought down immediately
by Evan Betcher.
To Brandt, tackled by Evan Betcher.
And that's going to be a loss of downs. And so the Lancers will take over at 4:57 mark of quarter number 4. Nice hand for the Lancer defense.
Ball down to 38-yard line, 1st and 10 LaVille.
2-yard loss. That's what we like to see. So 4:57 to go in the football game, and the Lancers on top 28-6. You know, just keep the ball here. Just, you know what, guys, just run the ball and run the clock. Easy handoff. Cuts back up. This is Pope. Pope to the 50. Pope breaks a tackle and then dives forward to the 45-yard line.
Picked up by Varsity.
Rushing 1st down. Ball is at the Winamac 45-yard line. So a 17-yard gain. 1st down and 10. And now just work the clock. Let that play clock run down to about 2 seconds and then call the snap. And we don't need to get in the end zone here, boys.
Just run the clock right now.
Ball's handed up to Watts. Watts makes his way back up, now cuts back near field, up to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's going to race into the end zone.
Touchdown.
For the touchdown. Colby Watts, 45 yards for the touchdown.
Colby Watts on the carry for the Lancers.
Took us a whole 47 seconds to do that. Layton's coming out on the field, and Layton's going, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
Probably going to go for 2.
And offensive coordinator Davis looked like he was pointing the offense, stay on the field. Oh, now here we go. All right. Point after. We got plenty of time. Still 15 seconds on the play clock. Not a problem. Now we're switching up. Okay, now we're down to 5 seconds to go. Layton, Fish, ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So ramble, scramble, here we go on the scrambled eggs. As we didn't know if we were going for 2, we went for 1. Last minute change of holders, and we get the point after at the 4:10 mark. It's LaVille 35 and Winamac 6. We'll keep things right here. Zarnecki with another PAT. We've talked about his touchback prowess on his kickoffs. He has 11 on the year now. I'm going to have to look at the state statistics. I did not do that before I came up tonight. Let me see if I have an opportunity here to good old wireless network. Thanks to my boss for putting up the old wireless tower out here. We're going to take a look at this and see where we're at. He was second in the state, and after 2 weeks, he had 8 touchbacks. Did Layton Zarnecki. The leader had 9, and now we're at week 4. So we'll take a peek here. Layton Zarnecki teed the ball up at the 40. And Winamac looking to get the ball back here. 4:10 to go in the 4th quarter. There's Layton putting boot to ball. This one's picked up by Fox at the 6. to the 10, to the 20. Up the middle, tries to beat the wall, and the wall closes in on him. So Fox on the return, setting up shop for the Winamac Warriors at the 30-yard line.
Smith and Watts on the tackle for the Lancers. Ball's at the 31-yard line. First and 10, Winamac.
Ball goes up the middle. Short gain. Brandt on the carry.
Brandt on the carry
for the Winamac Warriors.
Tackle by the middle of the Lancer defense.
No gain.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
Second and 10. Actually looking here to see where Layton had 9 touchbacks coming in, so he actually, that ball is incomplete. Third down and 10.
Dixon is incomplete. Broken up by Zarnecki and Watts.
There's actually a couple of kids from West Lafayette. There's a kid from West Lafayette, a kid from Franklin Community, a kid from Delta, and a kid from New Pal that have 10, 11, or 12 touchbacks coming into tonight, along with a kid from Fishers who has 10. So he's definitely in the top 5 or 6 in the state in touchbacks. 3:23 to go. Clock has stopped. And we're talking once again referring to Layton Zarnecki. Here's the ball. Handed off to Trent Fox.
Trent Fox on the carry for Winamac.
Fourth down.
Tackle by Vetcher.
3:08. Clock is rolling. And what's Coach Barr going to do? Coach Barr sends his quarterback out there and says, okay, why not? You know what? Might as well go for it. So fourth down and 5 from the 35. Under 2:45. Ball is tipped up in the air and ball falls incomplete. And the Lancers will take over on downs with 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the football game.
Lancers will take over on downs.
And basically, we just need to
run out the clock.
Run up. You know, we might need 1 first down here.
At the 35-yard line.
So that's 40.
First and 10. LaVille.
Minute 20. 2 minutes. 2:40. Actually, you almost might not need to get any first downs. I'm figuring 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Might have to get one.
Yeah, I think they actually
might have to get one. Yep. Doyle, just keep the ball on the ground. Doyle to Pope. Pope cutting it back up against the grain, going up the middle, ducks his head, and goes down.
Bobby Pope on the carry. Tackle by Townsend.
So Pope
ball at the 27
gets the ball 8 yards closer to the end zone. To the 27-yard line. Second down and 2.
Just about over.
2 minutes to go here in a football game. Lancers on top 35-6. Doyle, handoff, met immediately, stood up, then tackled. That was Betcher on the carry.
Evan Betcher on the carry.
To the 30. So he actually lost 3 yards. Third and 5. And now you know what? Now you just let the clock run down to 1 and call timeout. Don't really need to get a first down. But we're going to go for it. Nice nice pitch and catch. That one's out there to Jimmy Fisher. And that's going to be a first down, and that should wrap her up. Great pass right there, and a good catch by Fish, and a great job by Doyle was he threw the ball where only Fisher could catch the ball at the 11. So that's going to be a 19-yard gain and a passing first down. So 1st and 10 at the 11. And Doyle's just kind of watching the clock right now. Lancers in no hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage as we're under a minute. You know what? Just wait till it gets down to 39, and he can almost just take a knee. 40, there's a 39, there's his knee, and that's going to be the game. Our final score tonight is going to be the LaVille Lancers 35 and the Winamac Warriors 6. Thanks a lot to Alexis Albarado for sitting in tonight. You going to head down there to the field?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Thanks a lot, Alexis. Alexis Albarado helping us out tonight in the broadcast area. Once again, our final score is LaVille 35 and Winamac 6 as the teams shake hands at the 50-yard line. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, collect some stats, and we'll come back for some final stats and some final thoughts. Once again, our final score from Lancer Field, LaVille 35 and Winamac 6. You're listening and watching to LVH1.
Hey Lancer fans, advertising spots are available today with LVH1. Advertising with LVH1 at LaVille Junior Senior High School gives you business publicity with high school parents, fans, and families throughout the state of Indiana and beyond.
Advertisements can be provided by your business or made in-house by our mass media class at the high school.
All the funding goes directly to the student program and will help us gain hands-on experience in the broadcasting, video editing, and marketing fields.
If you're interested in advertising during athletic events throughout the year, please contact the broadcasting program at broadcasting@unorn.k12.in.us or call us at 574-784-3115.
Advertise today with LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Indiana. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
First Source Bank is a proud sponsor of LaVille Athletics. Whatever your future holds after high school, make sure you also think about your financial future. Opening an e-student checking account with First Source Bank is a great way to keep you connected to your personal finances as you start on your road to success. Bank the way you want, when you want, 24/7. Apply online at firstsource.com today, or come see us at locations in La Paz, Plymouth, Freeman, Walkerton, or South Bend.
First Source Bank. Member FDIC.
We're back at LaVille High School, Lancer Field. Steve Cox with you, sliding over from the PA over to put on a headset. While the Wizard of Statistics, his pen is smoking right now. He's going to get some things together, Scott, for us. Lancers tonight win 35-6. It was, as I talked with several people before the ball game, what you would call is a trap game. Lancers last Friday night played well, very emotional game against Pioneer. Actually had some odd plays where Pioneer scored. We were inside the red zone 3 different times and came away empty. So
you know, you can't play the what ifs, but possibility that we could have been on the winning end of a game against Pioneer last Friday. So you've got that combination coming in. You've got a Winamac team that is 0-3, haven't scored yet. And as coaches, you're never looking past teams, but it's just a hard game to play after you had. And so the Lancers came out pretty sluggish in the first half. Our defense was what really carried us. Our defense played exceptionally well tonight. Offense finally got rolling. A lot of penalties yet. We still have not cleaned that up yet as far as through the first 3 games. A lot of penalties, many of them coming when we've had games or gains where we have made substantial gains or even scored touchdowns, and we've had things called back. As the PA announcer, many times I would say so-and-so scored, but there's a flag on the play, and you could just hear the crowd go, oh. So that's something, as we've got Knox and North Judson yet, who went both tonight, were undefeated going into tonight's games. And so we've got them, actually we've got Knox back here in 2 weeks, but we're going to have to clean that up as far as the penalties are concerned. As far as the offense tonight, we scored 35 points, but we just never really got into a very good rhythm. Again, just because of the penalties. And Winamac really dug in. They played well. They forced us to throw the ball. We ran quite a bit, but we had to go back into the pass so that we could open a few things up, and we did. And all in all, you know, the final score is 35-6. You say it's kind of like last week. We got beat 34-14. That really wasn't really indicative of how close the game was. And tonight, 35-6 isn't a blowout. Winamac played well. I thought Winamac played well, played hard. Pretty physical game, got kind of chippy towards the end. And so, you hate to see that. You hate to, you know, you like for kids to keep their cool especially when you're ahead. That's when you get penalties and people start getting hurt. And so just got to learn to play with a little bit more composure. But I know at the beginning of the year, Coach Ostrauser said we want to play with an edge. And you definitely see that. You definitely see there are a lot of kids that are hitting and really very physical as far as the ball game is concerned. A lot of good contact. And so when it's all said and done, it's a good win for us. You know, we move now to 3-1 on the season, and we're looking forward. We're traveling down to Caston next Friday night. Again, this is another one where we should win, but when you're 3-1 and you're playing well, everybody's trying to gun it for you, and then we'll build towards 2 weeks from tonight, coming back here with Knox and North Judson. We've had 3 in a row, which is kind of odd. We opened up with Bremen on the road, and then we had Triton Pioneer, and then Winamac tonight, and so we have got kind of used to being up here in the booth. Mr. Thomas and all the gang have done just a fabulous job as far as that's concerned. So I see my comrade here has put his headset on. Before I give it to you,
pen to paper. Go ahead.
We have special thanks to Commander-in-Chief.
That's right. Mr. Zeiger.
Jake Zeiger, Director Jamie Bush, cameraman Ethan Sailors, and Noah Kusky, and camera lady Elena Franz. So again, all those guys doing behind the scenes and doing a good job. We appreciate all the kids coming out on a Friday night. Could be home. They could be home doing their homework. You know, it's Friday night. That's probably what they would be. So, Coach Shearer.
Absolutely. Hey, we've got some final stats for you. Once again, sponsored by LVH1 tonight. Our final score, once again, LaVille on top, 35-6 in this one. And as Coach Cox had indicated, you know, just one of those games where emotions last week, you know, just kind of drain you, I think, physically and mentally in the ball game. There were many times tonight where we just were not in sync. And give some credit to Winamac. They came out and fought. And taking a look at the final stats, first downs for Winamac. They finished with 9 tonight, 64 yards on the ground, 111 yards through the air, 15 for 23 in that final category. For the LaVille Lancers, 19 first downs tonight, 331 yards on the ground. Aiden Doyle, 10 for 14, 2 interceptions, and 92 yards through the air tonight. And scoring summary here in the second half, the Lancers started with the football. We punted the football. And then after we punted the football, at the 9:31 mark of the third quarter, Winamac took over. The ball was intercepted on a 1st and 10 at the Winamac 37 by Jimmy Fisher. Excuse me. And then with the Lancers taking the ball back over at the 7:14 mark, we are 1st and 15 after a holding penalty on the Lancers, and Keith Dell steps in front of his second ball thrown by Aiden Doyle tonight. So he had both the pickoffs tonight for Winamac. So once again, Winamac got the football back. They were one of those where they did pick up a first down, but then were forced to punt. Then with 4:58 to go in the third quarter, the LaVille Lancers were able to move the football after a 29-yard punt. It was a combination of Andrew Dill's 13-yard run, followed by Colby Watts' 10-yard run, 5-yard run, then a 14-yard run by Connor Mangus. Actually puts us at the 9-yard line. Well, we get the football and we go toward the end zone, and we're trying to dive for the pylon, dive for the end zone, and the ball pops out. And now the ball rolls into the end zone, and there's a pile and a scrum, and we couldn't tell up here for the longest time who ended up with the recovery, and I had to call.
Well, we knew who it was. It was Jimmy Who Knows.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about that player that was added late to the roster, right?
We ask upstairs who was, and they go, who knows?
Who knows?
And so we go, okay, it's Jimmy Who Knows.
That's right. I forgot about that. I'm glad you're here to remind me of that play. But nonetheless, we called down on the field. We did get confirmation, because when I called Coach Mum, who's one of our assistant coaches, down on the field, he goes, you know what, I'm still trying to find out. And so he called back up a couple minutes later and said, hey, it was Andrew Dill. So Dill gets credit for the touchdown. That put the Lancers up. Zarnecki comes in, adds a point after. We go into the fourth quarter. The Winamac Warriors do move the football. We are up 20-0 at that point, and Winamac does move the football. They get an interference penalty, a couple of pass plays, an offside, a first down by penalty, before Russell Compton ends up pulling the ball away from his back and decides, I'm going to take it in myself. The 2-point pass conversion was failed, 20-6. Lancers get the ball next. They take the ball down 6 plays, 3 minutes and 14 seconds, put the ball in the end zone, and Robbie Pope running hard. I'm telling you what, the kid's like a steamroller, running so hard, puts his head down, gets into the end zone from 21 yards out. And then, the goofiest of goofy things happen. We have offsides. We have a personal foul. We have an unsportsmanlike conduct play. And so it took the officials a couple of minutes to figure out what was what. We moved the ball from the 3 to the 1.5. We go for it, and Andrew Dill gets the ball right back and goes into the end zone for the conversion, the 2-point conversion, 28-6 in favor of the Lancers. Winamac does get the ball. They do move it a little bit, but ultimately end up going 1-2 for 6 in trying to move the ball in the passing department, and we pretty much then got the football back, and we just kind of put another nail in the coffin. Colby Watts, with 4:10 to go, scampers 45 yards for the touchdown. So Zarnecki comes in for the point after, and our final score tonight, once again, is LaVille 35 and Winamac 6. Well, partner, we appreciate you sliding chairs, popping the headset on. It was great to have Alexis up here. We're on the road next week, so who knows what you and I will be doing, huh? Who knows? We'll probably be sitting in the crowd watching the ball game, and, maybe I'll be roaming the sidelines, who knows, keeping stats or whatever. But nonetheless, it's been nice to be home, but an oddity, 3 weeks in a row being at home here at Lancer Field. So now we got to take our turn, go on the road to Caston, and then in 2 weeks we're back here to play Knox, and that will be a crucial ball game. We cannot take Caston lightly. They are improved, beat up a little bit from what I've heard and from what I've read. you know, when you look up articles, the things that I try to do here on the social media side of things, Caston did have a couple players that were injured, and so that will play a factor in the game, I'm sure. Hopefully we get Alexis back next week. It sounded kind of positive that we might get that after the dislocation of the kneecap, so hopefully we'll be able to get him back under center again. Mr. Betcher did a great job in his stead. That is a hard position to play. You have a lot of responsibility. Anybody that thinks that you can just go up to the football and snap the football and then not know that you're not going to get pushed, shoved, knocked down. You got to block somebody. I got a responsibility. There's all these people moving on the line of scrimmage, and I have a responsibility. And I've got to do something and go somewhere and go get somebody, you know, in order for the offense to work. So that's a position that holds a lot of responsibility. So nonetheless, hopefully Alexis will be back. Hopefully Nathan Watts will be back. If not next week, maybe the week after. We'll kind of catch up with him. I'll try to catch an update next week and see exactly where we're at on him.
It would be good to get, we got some kids who've been hurt over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and that's something as far as the season moves forward, injuries are going to be a big factor. As long as we stay healthy, we're one of the better teams in the state. You know, we line up well. You know, we match up well. We've got some good kids as far as skill positions. We've got, you know, we really hit well. Again, our main thing right now is I think we just got to clean up as far as penalties. We had, how many turnovers? We had 3 turnovers.
3 turnovers tonight, 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Right, we got to clean that up a little bit. And if we're going to play in these emotional games, we got to learn how to keep our cool, because that's going to hurt us as far as on down the line. But good win tonight. Again, final 35-14. Here from Lancer Field. Partner, take it away.
35-6.
6.
Sir, 6 on the scoreboard for the Winamac Warriors. That was last week.
That's right.
You know, where the 14 was on one side of the scoreboard. So thanks a lot, Steve-O. Thanks a lot to the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Wayne Thomas back here for running the show. And thanks to Mr. Zeiger down there. He's the captain of this ship, taking us to all the places that we need to go. So thanks again to all the kids that have run the cameras and helped set up, help tear down, help keep us pushing the buttons and twisting the knobs. For Steve Cox, my partner Alexis Albarado tonight, I'm Scott Shearer. Thanks a lot for joining us. Once again, our final score, LaVille 35 and Winamac 6. We'll see you next week.